Welcome to this lesson on debugging system call failures using strace and ltrace, with a focus on advanced filtering techniques. In the world of software development and system administration, understanding how applications interact with the operating system and shared libraries is crucial. When an application misbehaves, crashes, or simply doesn't do what it's supposed to, the root cause often lies in a failed system call or an incorrect library function interaction. Strace and ltrace are powerful command line utilities that allow us to observe these interactions in real time. While their basic usage is straightforward, complex problems demand advanced filtering to cut through the noise and pinpoint the exact failure point efficiently. Today, we'll explore how to leverage these tools with precision. Let's quickly recap the fundamentals of strace. At its core, strace intercepts and records the system calls made by a process and the signals received by it. Every interaction your program has with the kernel, like opening a file, writing to a network socket, or allocating memory, is a system call. strace shows you the name of the system call, its arguments, and its return value. A common indicator of failure is a return value of -1, often followed by an error number, or no, and its corresponding human-readable error message. For example, if a file cannot be opened, you might see open at ... equals -1 EACCS, permission denied. Understanding these basic outputs is the first step before diving into more complex scenarios.
Strace, ltrace is designed to intercept and record calls to shared library functions. While strace focuses on the kernel boundary, ltrace operates at the application library boundary. Most applications don't directly make system calls. Instead, they call functions from standard libraries, like LBC, the C standard library. ltrace reveals these calls, showing the function name, its arguments, and its return value. This is incredibly useful for debugging issues that stem from incorrect use of library functions, memory corruption within library calls, or unexpected library behavior. For instance, if a string manipulation function misbehaves, ltrace can show you the exact arguments passed to functions like strcpy or printf.
When debugging complex applications, the sheer volume of strace output can be overwhelming. The -E option is your first line of defense, allowing you to filter system calls by name or by groups. You can specify a comma-separated list of system calls to trace, such as strace -E, open, close, ls. Alternatively, you can trace system calls belonging to specific groups, like -E file for file-related calls, or -E network for network operations. You can also explicitly exclude calls using minus. For example, -E trace equals open will only trace open calls, while -E minus trace equals read will trace everything except read calls. This drastically reduces the noise, letting you focus on the relevant interactions. Debugging file access issues can be particularly challenging, especially in applications that interact with many files. The P option in strace provides a powerful way to filter system calls based on the file path they operate on. By specifying strace-P path to specific file command, strace will only show system calls that access the specified file or directory. This is incredibly useful if you suspect a permissions problem, an incorrect file path being used, or an unexpected read-write operation on a specific resource. For example, if you're trying to figure out why an application can't read a configuration file at etc.app.conf, you could use strace-p/etc/app.conf, your app, to trace only interactions with that specific file. When tracing network applications or complex I/O operations, understanding what each file descriptor, FD, refers to is critical. Strace offers the -Y and -YY options to provide this context. The -Y option prints the path associated with the file descriptor. So instead of just seeing read3, you might see read3/var/log, This immediately tells you which file is being read. Even more powerful is -YY, which attempts to print protocol-specific information for sockets. This is invaluable when debugging network connectivity issues, allowing you to see if a socket is UDP, TCP, its local and remote addresses, and ports directly within the strace output. These options turn obscure file descriptor numbers into meaningful context. Just as strace can filter system calls, ltrace offers similar precision for library calls. The -L option allows you to trace functions only from a specific shared library. For instance, ltrace-l libc.so.6/program will only show calls originating from the C standard library. This is extremely helpful when your application links against many libraries and you only care about a particular one. Going a step further, the -L option lets you trace specific functions by name, regardless of which library they come from, or in combination with -L to target functions within a specific library. For instance, ltrace-l libc.so.6-l stropy, printf ls would only show calls to stropy and printf within libc.so.6. These options are invaluable for narrowing down issues within a specific library component. For highly specialized debugging scenarios, ltrace provides the -x option to filter library calls by their memory address or by a regular expression matching their symbol name. This is particularly useful in situations where you might have multiple functions with similar names across different libraries, or when you're examining custom library functions. By specifying ltrace -x ox0fg+, or ltrace-x myCustomFunc, you can target very specific interactions. This option demands a deeper understanding of the program's memory layout and symbol table, but it offers unparalleled precision when needed. It's often used in conjunction with tools like objump or NM to find the exact addresses or symbol patterns. The true power of strace and ltrace filtering comes from combining these options. Real-world debugging rarely involves a single isolated issue. Consider a permission-denied error when an application tries to access a log file. You could combine strace-e openat-p/var/log/app, your app, to precisely trace all openat calls on that specific log file, quickly revealing if the file is being opened with incorrect permissions or by the wrong user. For network issues, strace-e network-yy, your network app, will show only network-related system calls with detailed socket information. By layering these filters, you can construct highly specific debugging commands that drastically reduce analysis time and lead you directly to the problem's source, transforming a sea of output into actionable insights. To wrap up, remember these best practices when using strace and ltrace with advanced filtering. First, always start broad with your tracing and then progressively narrow down your filters as you gain insights. This prevents you from missing related issues. Second, be acutely aware of the performance overhead these tools introduce. Tracing can significantly slow down your application, especially with verbose output. Therefore, use them judiciously, particularly in production environments. Third, remember that tracing often requires elevated privileges, so use sudo responsibly. In summary, strace is your go-to for system calls and ltrace for library calls. Mastering their advanced filtering capabilities will transform you into a more efficient and effective debugger, capable of quickly diagnosing and resolving even the most elusive software failures.